Hello everyone, and welcome to this edition of Sports Central. We have a great show for you today. John Leinhouse, the Sun and Fun CEO, is joining us today. Brittany Jones, the head women's soccer coach at Florida Southern, and Bryan from the Lakeland Runners Club. So a great show. Stick around, everybody, and we'll be back in just a minute. Welcome to our first segment of Sports Central. Hank Longo along with Neal, Duncan, and a fun show today.
Absolutely. This first segment is going to be brought to us by the Parkview Hotel, and great show, and let's get right into it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest joining us on our first segment, the CEO of Sun and Fun, Mr. John Leinhouse, joining us today. And John, great having you on the show.
Oh, it's thrilling to be here. I'm just glad I was able to squeeze a little time out of the schedule to come on over here and tell everybody else about all the fun stuff we're doing at Sun and Fun.
Well, you got 12 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, ready to start.
Here we go. Well, we've got the MASH, the Make Aviation Scholarship happen, and let's talk about that. That's a big event.
Well, this is our
up.
third year in doing what we call the Hangar Door Canteen. It's actually in a hangar, and the whole purpose of this is to raise awareness for education, aviation education, as well as raise funds for our scholarships. This year, we've changed it from what has in the past been either World War I or World War II theme to a more of a MASH theme, obviously from Korea, and Colonel Potter and the crowd, Hot Lips Houlihan and Hawkeye and all the rest. And so this year, our use of the acronym MASH was changed over to meet our goal, which is making aviation scholarships happen. It's going to be on Friday night, the 9th of November, in Lakeland at the Sun and Fun campus. It'll open up at around 6 o'clock in the evening, $75 a ticket, and the whole purpose is to bring people in, and we're going to showcase the kids that we're actually changing their lives, because we, as you well know, we have the Central Florida Aerospace Academy right on our campus with about 300 kids, and so they're going to be actually helping in this, and it'll be an evening of fun and frivolity, some silent and live auction, and then just the camaraderie and sharing of, let's just say, the successes of some to help others get started in their lives.
Now, there's a military discount on that pricing, correct?
Absolutely. It's right there on our website, www.sun-fun.org, and it'll list in there the price for the military. And I think it's somewhere in the order of about $40-some. I'm not sure. I can't remember now. But I can tell you that it's really the opportunity is for buying a table for 8 as a corporate sponsor, and then there's different levels of corporate sponsorships that go up from there to get your name on the signage throughout the program, as well as being recognized on the stage when we do the presentations.
Tell the folks about the aviation program that aren't aware of it, or viewers that are maybe just finding out about this for the first time now.
Well, what's really cool is not only do we have a aerospace high school on campus, which is freshmen 9 through 12, but we also have the Lakeland Aero Club, which is associated with it, run by kids. And in this club, the kids are actually, if they qualify with a 2.75 grade point average, and they've had a clean record, and they're decent young men and women, can apply for a scholarship, and we pay for their flight lessons, all the way to private pilot. It's 75% comes out of our foundation fund, 25% out of their pocket, or if they are financially challenged, they are given the opportunity to volunteer on our campus and do a myriad of tasks, and that part will be covered as well. So they could literally walk out of high school with a private pilot license at the age of 17, free of charge, which is fantastic. We've added the Civil Air Patrol. The headquarters for Florida is moving to our campus. We have the largest squadron in the state of Florida for Civil Air Patrol with all the kids. We have several flight schools that have been added to our campus as well. So now we have 3 flight schools to choose from. Our focus has switched from being the spring break for pilots to now the motto is a brighter future through aviation. So throughout the year, we have a myriad of opportunities for people to engage, not only in flying, but to give back and get a young generation of kids into this profession of aviation. Whether they fly or not is not relevant. It's more important they get into a more regimented, disciplined, accountable, responsible career field of either designing, building, repairing, or even flying aircraft that gives them people skills that helps them become really good citizens.
Is it true that obviously aviation, it's been cost prohibitive to certain people, and this allows them that opportunity to do something they may not have been able to do
Absolutely.
otherwise?
You know, a typical, I mean, let's face it, you and I couldn't have paid for a private pilot license of $10,000 or $11,000 in high school. And by the time you got past it into college, you have college bills. Next thing you know, you're married, you got a job, you got kids. And then that dream of flying an airplane vaporizes until you get to a more comfortable place in life where you've saved up, and now you're in your 50s. And I've got friends that are doing that now. But wouldn't it be great to get more kids involved in it at an early age? I don't know that the world is necessarily paying attention to the fact, but because the aviation industry shifted after 9/11 and people were not so enamored with becoming an aviator and getting into the world of professional flying, that we stopped producing high-end air transport pilots. Well, those that are in the business are up for retirement age of 65, mandatory. So in the next 6 to 7 years, we're going to lose almost 30 to 40% of those qualified to fly you and I around on Delta, United, American, UPS, FedEx. Those people, the replacements for them don't exist. So we're all in a struggle to find how we're going to produce.
There's quite a job market out there that's
huge.
That's going to be opening up, and here we have the opportunity for these
Exactly.
kids in our county to get educated to pursue that profession. And it's a lucrative profession on top of that.
Extremely lucrative in a long career field. And it's got multiple layers of opportunity, all the way from flying it to right on through the people that repair and build and manage and maintain those aircraft. So it's a huge industry that changed the face of the world. I mean, I don't know if anybody really cares, but January 1st, coming up here in 2014, will be the 100th anniversary of the first commercial airline ever started, which took the world, which was this giant 20,000-mile circle, this globe, down to a shrunk, small basketball size that we take for granted that every day we can get up. We can fly from here to Zurich or go to San Diego for the day and come back.
Yeah.
That didn't happen overnight. Happened in 100 years, but the reality is the people that fly those airplanes, they're getting less and less of them, and we've got to do something about it. So Sun and Fun's taken the stance that our job is not to just throw one big spring break party for pilots in April of every year, but to be year-round engaged in enhancing the future of flight through world-class events, and we're going to inspire and educate people of all ages to get into aviation.
Well, the economic impact from the fly-in itself is huge for Polk County and the Central Florida area. It seems that you're diversifying that for other things. What are some of the other programs that you guys have going on there that people can attend?
Oh, this is going to be a couple of great ones coming up right away. Right after the Hangar Door Canteen, the MASH theme, on Friday night the 9th. On the 10th, you can come out there in the afternoon. We open the gates around 4:30. Bring your cooler, your lawn chair, your blanket, kids, dog, whatever. Come on out to our campus, and at 6 o'clock in the evening, we're going to have the first ever nighttime on the grass symphony by the Lakeland Imperial Symphony Orchestra, and it's a patriotic tribute to our veterans. So there'll be a lot of flying going on first. A glider will be gliding around at night while the symphony's playing, and it's going to be open to the public. It's $20 a person. It's free parking. We'd love to have you come and enjoy it. They've done these at Bach Tower, and now we're doing it at Sun and Fun, and it's going to be a year-round event that we'll do every Veterans Weekend to recognize our veterans, and the money once again goes for those aviation scholarships for kids to put them into college and get them into flying. A month later, on the 1st of December, Saturday, all day long is going to be the first ever fly-in barbecue competition, and it's when we're terming it When Pigs Fly South. And it'll be open to the public, and you'll be able to come in there and taste and enjoy all the different flavors of barbecue, and it will be a competition. We'll have airplanes fly in, we'll have cars that'll come in for the car show, and motorcycles will come in for the motorcycle show. So you'll have plenty to look and see, because our campus is 180 acres. We got lots of room. Right. So our goal is to share that with Polk County. In the past, it's been somewhat hidden back there, but now we're opening it up, and we're making sure that for the future, it's a gym, an aviation destination for Polk County and Central Florida. And then following that, we are now in the final days of confirming and validating the reality that on the first Thursday and Friday in March, and I don't have the dates, but that's going to be the first ever General Aviation Caucus, all the members of Congress and the Senate, are going to convene in Lakeland at our campus, and they're going to solidify their platform on what they're going to fight in Congress for general aviation to protect our rights to fly, and then they're going to present that to the public, whoever shows up, on Friday afternoon. So they were going to solidify their team, new elected officials, whether it be congressional leaders or Senate leaders throughout the nation, and they're going to come together and put their political face forward, and they're going to take questions from the audience and then tell the audience what they're doing to ensure that general aviation is a bright and illustrious future and not have restraining orders on it like they do all the rest of the world, where you can't hardly fly like we can here in America.
Wow. Now, you have an aviation background, which is pretty fascinating. Would it be a Navy pilot?
Yes, sir.
And landing on aircraft, you've had more aircraft landings than anybody.
Yes, sir.
I got two questions for you that I think would just be fun for the audience. Number one, I mean, what is it like flying a jet and landing on an aircraft carrier? What goes through your mind when you're trying? Because the boat can be moving as well, depending on when you're flying. It's just not out in the middle of the calm, you're out in the middle of the ocean. How did you get inspired to do that?
It was either that or continue pumping gas in Kansas for the rest of my life. So I was highly motivated. Okay, so I wanted to get out of the Midwest and have a brighter future, and aviation was the answer. Got into naval aviation because, quite candidly, a guy showed up on our flight ramp where I was pumping gas at an airport in college at Oklahoma State, and he was surrounded by all these college girls, and I went, I want his job. And he told me that this was there was a bright future in aviation. So I joined up in the Navy, and literally within 2 years, I was flying off aircraft carrier around the world. And to say that it was exhilarating is an understatement. It's the most challenging thing you will ever, both mentally and physically. You have to be at the top of your game. It's an Olympic sport every single day, and you can't miss. You've got to land on this. You can't miss. That's not an option. Failure is not an option. And actually, there's a T-shirt that says, "If carrier aviation, if you don't make it the first time, it's definitely not for you." So it's exhilarating but rewarding. Every time you land on as you make the approach, you don't think about anything except all of the parameters that have to be met, both being on the exact speed with plus or minus a couple of miles per hour, being on a window of width about plus or minus 10 feet, a touchdown zone that's less than 150 feet, and you have to be on the exact glide path of 3.5 degrees. And if you're off any of those parameters by very much, you're waved off, or you miss the ship and you land long. I mean, you can hit the deck and miss the wires and fly around. But the bottom line is that if you don't keep that consistent performance up every day, they fire you. So you're graded every time you land. So if you don't keep your grade point up, they fire you, take the wings off of you, and send you off to go do something else. So it is a Olympic sport of the highest degree. And then add to that night, bring the weather down, make it snow, make the deck start moving in the North Atlantic off the coast of Norway, and all of a sudden you're a baby bunny staring at a freight train. I don't know what the world I'm doing here.
Wow.
Did you hear the real answer in there, though?
Yeah.
It was about a girl.
Yeah.
It was about a girl.
Meeting a girl.
You know, you said it very elegantly, but it was about a girl.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now my next question. Can you imagine what it was like to be Fearless Felix jumping off that capsule at 23 miles up in the air?
No. Matter of fact, the guy who put that together is a dear friend, Joe Kittering. Joe Kittering was the first one to leap out of a gondola at 103,000 feet in 1961.
It was 50 years ago.
Yes, sir.
And
yeah, 62.
I mean, and the technology wasn't anything compared to what it is today.
Oh, no. When Joe Kittering was a captain in the Air Force in 1962, he went up in an open gondola basket, a woven basket, with this helium balloon, and he goes up, and at 103,000 feet, he just gets out of his lawn chair, looks down at the earth, and steps out. And this one that just happened last week was extremely well planned out, as safe as it could be, and a phenomenal job done to make it come out successful. But I can tell you that the heartbeat must have been pretty high, a lot like it is when you're landing on a ship at night.
Oh my gosh, unbelievable.
Well, just to recap, November 9th is the MASH, the Make Aviation Scholarships happen, 6 p.m.
Yes, sir.
There at the campus of Sun and Fun. Give us the website one more time.
Sun and Fun, it's www.sun-in-fun.org.
Okay, and they can get all the information they
Everything's
need to
right there.
sign
You
up
can
for
get your
that.
tickets online. We'd love to have you do that. Come on out and enjoy that. And the next day is going to be red, white, and blue salute to veterans on the grass. If you like to listen to symphony, patriotic music, flying in the background, relax with your family, do that. And then don't miss when pigs fly south. It's going to be a hoot.
All right. Well,
Sounds
thank you so much.
John, thanks for joining us. Great. We can keep up this conversation all show. Well, folks, we have some great footage from the Lake Wales Chamber Golf Challenge. So check this out, and Hank and Neal will be back with you.
This is our annual Lake Wales Chamber Golf Tournament. We do this every year, and generally we have somebody chair this event for 1 or 2 years at a time. But this year it was my year. This is the first year I've chaired this event.
No, this is the second year I've personally been out here for the Lake Wales Chamber of Commerce event. You know, one of the reasons we're here is to raise money for the Florida's Natural Foundation, our title sponsor of the Symetra Tour event over at Lake Wales, which is played in March, third week of March every year. It kicks off our season, which is Symetra Tour season.
What this is, it's our major fundraising event for the Chamber. So we get a lot of community sponsors, our larger businesses as tournament sponsors, corporate sponsors, and that's our main players that keep this thing thriving year over year.
I'm here for the Chamber of Commerce Pro-Am in Lake Wales, Florida, and I'm just going to be hitting some tee shots off the par 3. They're going to donate to charity for it, and hopefully I can get it within all their shots. Yeah, look good for the Symetra Tour.
Every year we also have the LPGA tour. We have 2 candidates from their tour come out, and what they do is we call the event Beat the Pro. So anybody that's playing in the golf tournament, they come out, and I think they pay, I believe it's $10 to play the pro, and those proceeds go to the LPGA. And if you beat the pro, you get a spot on the tournament to qualify in their tournament. Every golfer that pays to play them gets to compete against that person. They try to get within the pro's ball. If they do not get in with inside the pro's ball, then they actually get to play the pro's ball because they paid to play them. So it's a good way to keep a par or less, and you also have a good time contributing to their event as well.
The Symetra Tour is the official developmental tour of the LPGA. So it's a professional women's tour, pretty much the step right below the LPGA Tour, where we crown our top 10 money winners at the end of each year that will get their LPGA cards for the next season.
Well, I'm from Hawaii, on the island of Oahu. It's my second year on the Symetra Tour. I'm here in Florida, just got done with the season in Daytona last week, and starting Tuesday of next week, I'll be in Venice for LPGA Stage 2 qualifying school. So that's going to be all week long, and if I play well and make the cut, I'll go and try to get my card in December for Stage 3 for the LPGA.
We also have a lot of hole sponsors that come in to bring funding to the event. Contest sponsors, we do things like a putting contest, a sand shot, most accurate drive, longest drive contest, and then we all meet up after the tournament's over, and we have a lot of door prizes that we give that's also contributed from local businesses and golf courses and things like that, so we can give back to the businesses and people that want to play in this tournament every year. We want to give them some type of gift for coming out and supporting the chamber.
So we're here to promote the event, get people to come out, get people to buy into the Pro-Am of our event, also raise some money and support the Lake Wales Chamber.
This is my 4th time this year to Florida. Had an event here every time. One of my best friends from college, who's on the LPGA, she lives here. I'm actually spending my first off season here in Florida because she's getting married in January. And it's just too far to go back home to Hawaii. I like Florida golf courses a lot. You know, the weather's always going to be great with the afternoon shower, but you can't complain about the courses.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our second segment of Sports Central. Hank Long along with Neal, Duncan. We have so much fun during the clips here, you know, in between coming back. But our second segment and our sponsor for this,
HYATT Place there at the Lakeland Center. Great facility.
Thank you so much. And
you're welcome.
Big thanks to those folks at the HYATT Place.
Well,
we have a special guest for our second segment, Brittany Jones, the head coach of the women's soccer team at Florida Southern College. And Brittany, glad to have you with us today.
Thank you for having me today. I appreciate it.
Kind of right in the thick of things now for you and the gals playing soccer.
Yeah, we're in the last 2 weeks of our season, so pretty much the middle of season, trying to keep the girls motivated, survive finals and midterms, and keep them playing well on the field right now. So.
How much of a struggle is that? Because I struggled with finals, and I didn't play soccer. So how much is it to keep them focused on soccer or focused on final? I mean, it's got to be a balance.
It is. It's a big commitment, and anytime you're a student athlete, you're pretty much working a part-time job. And for the most part, the girls are doing their soccer commitments, whether it's weights or academic meetings or individual treatment in the training rooms, roughly about 20 hours a week. And then they also have their studies on top of that, and they all take full-time classes. So it's quite an environment that we have to create to promote them from one being time management and then also just being effective in what they're doing. So
yeah, it's demanding, and it's got to be organized, you know, so that you can get it all done. And when do they practice during the day? Is it like in the afternoon when they're, I mean, or does it kind of fluctuate for them?
Well, we're unique in that we try and keep their priorities to be school and then soccer. So we work all of our training sessions around classes, around evening labs. So for the most part, we train in the evenings, usually about 4 to 6 or 5 to 7 after their day of classes, after their labs, and usually before they start doing homework. For some reason, this generation likes to do homework from like 9 to midnight. So we try and shove it in there right before dinner, and hopefully they get most of their attention. So
at least they're doing the homework. I didn't do that so much.
Well, you made it through college.
Well, I did. That was the best 8 years of my life. No, in all seriousness, senior night's coming up. Tell us a little bit about that's October 20th. Tell us a little bit about your seniors and the class that you have this year.
It is. This Saturday's our senior night, and what that means, it's our last home game of the season. And we have 3 seniors this year. We have a senior captain, Morgan Salmons, who's been a 3-year captain, starting central defender, nomination for all tournament team, all conference. Fantastic leader on the field, also a 4.0 student, accounting major, so very talented, very hardworking, just a great personality. She's one of those kids that kind of works her butt off and is very, very competitive, but also has a joke and laugh at herself once in a while, so she creates a great environment for the others. And then Kayla Wilhide is also a senior this year, athletic training major. She serves more of a role for us coming off the bench and giving us hard minutes, but you never question her work rate, and just a great person from Maryland. And then the last senior we have this year is Robin Lowry, who has had some illnesses this semester, so she's not actually playing with us, but she's been a huge component of our team off the field and helping us in other ways than just contributing on the field. So we're going to honor the 3 of them this Saturday.
Oh, that's neat. Now, can they go on after college? Is soccer kind of over for them, or how can they participate? I mean, will any of them go pro, or?
Yeah, unfortunately, at this level, in terms of women's soccer in America, there is not a league to play in the United States. There are opportunities abroad, so there are some former Florida Southern players that play in Sweden, that are playing in Finland, Sweden has the top league in the world right now for female players, and a lot of the U.S. national team players actually play over in Sweden. So there's opportunities. It's not very well paying. job. A lot of times you just have housing provided to you and meals, but at the same time, if that's something they want to pursue, then there isn't there's an opportunity to go abroad and live in another country and learn some things. But the three of them here, I don't believe, want to do that.
How have you seen the game fundamentally change? You know, because and we've talked about it a lot. Of course, we recruited the Florida Youth Soccer Association to be at Lake Myrtle, and Lake Myrtle being the epicenter of youth soccer in the state of Florida. How have you seen the game and the popularity in the country change? Because really, the only people in the world that didn't care about soccer was the United States. That's changing. How have you seen it change?
It's fantastic to see on the youth level, especially, and it's been a lot more popular in the girls' love side than it has been on the men's side, and we've seen more success with the women's national team than the men's national team over the years. But you're seeing people playing at a younger age. We're becoming more technical. Our assist styles of play are becoming more compatible with other countries in the world, and we're beginning to learn how to play the game. Whereas before, Americans, we were just big athletes and we ran fast and we played hard and we were the most athletic people. And now we're beginning to actually play and have an idea of how we want to attack and how we want to defend. And it's just nice to see that we're trying to actually play soccer and not just be athletes and win games based on our athletic ability.
Explain that difference. I mean, because you've got 2 periods where you're just running nonstop up and down the field, so that's where the athleticism comes in. But as you talk about learning to play the game, what does that involve?
Soccer's a game of tactics, which is decision making, as well as technical ability, which is your ability on the ball. And for the most part, Americans have for a long time just been athletes, and we've been able to kick it far and run fast and get it and score goals, but through our hard work and our heart. And that's one thing that a lot of other countries have always said about Americans is work hard and we have a lot of heart. And now we're beginning to have the technical proficiency to control the ball and be able to put it where we want to do. And once we have technical proficiency, we can actually make better decisions in terms of how we attack, what parts of the field we attack.
And being able to pass it. Is that where the technical comes in? Is it setting up the other player downfield and getting the ball to them so that they can continue with the play? Because when you watch soccer, for me anyhow, it's fascinating, to watch how they try to set up a play, but the ball doesn't always go where they want it to either. I mean, you're running and you're trying to kick it to somebody over there, and then it can get, off a little bit. Then you've got the other team intercepting it. So I mean, it's I can see plays starting to set up, but it's awful. It's difficult to do that all the time.
Yeah, technical ability includes dribbling, passing, receiving, and without being competent in those areas, it's difficult to play certain styles. If you can't pass the ball, then you're not going to play a style of soccer where you're trying to pass the ball. So you see youth players becoming more and more technical at younger ages. You have 5, 6, 7-year-olds that are extremely proficient technically, and that only increases their ability to improve their technical performance as they're older, and therefore play different styles of soccer and play higher level soccer. So it's nice to see that, and that's something that Lake Myrtle's helped with, and the Olympic development programs help with throughout the state, so it's nice.
So are you seeing players that are more advanced than they used to be in that aspect?
Yes, at a younger age.
At a younger age, yeah. My son is playing for the first time. He's 9, and he's playing for the first time, and I'm blown away by, they're just passing it around and doing all that. And what are some of the programs at Florida Southern College that you have, camps or whatever, that you guys are teaching the younger generation to be more proficient in soccer? Right
now I've just got here in March, so we haven't established a lot of programs, but it's our future goal to, one, provide some sort of training probably on a weekly basis this spring for youth level, probably 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds to come out on a weekly basis and train not only with me and AJ Mack, who's my assistant, but also some of our girls, especially on the youth side for females, because I think seeing positive female role models, especially our college kids, is a great opportunity for youth level players. So we're looking to establish that. We do have some summer camp programs that people are more than welcome to get involved with or contact us about for different ages. We have a youth one from 5 to 12, and then we also have our advanced academy from 13 through high school age for those that are interested in playing college soccer, those who are interested in developing to play high school soccer, whatever their goals are, because we all have different goals, and not all of us want to play college soccer. But we do try and provide and educate the community through the game of soccer. So there are a couple things on our website, on floridasouthern.com or gomox.com, whichever. Just click on the women's soccer link, and they're all listed.
So having Lake Myrtle, is that going to reduce your recruiting budget because you can just go down Lake Myrtle and see all these kids playing down there?
It does make it easier. It makes my life a little easier in terms of having a little bit more balance. But yeah.
Where are your players from on your team now? Where have you recruited them from?
Most of the players on my team are from the state of Florida. Florida's fortunate in that we have abundant sunny weather and we get to play soccer year-round, and we have a lot of talent and a lot of girls that play here. So most of our team's from Florida, but I do have 5, 6, 7 kids from the New England area, Maryland. We have some kids from New Jersey, New York. In the New England area, it doesn't seem very hard
I'd
to
love to
convince
get down
them
here to
come
play
down to
soccer.
play
Not a hard
soccer.
sell.
No, not at all. So mostly from Florida, but we do have some kids from out of state as well.
Now, your background, you say you just got here this spring. Where did you come from?
I grew up in Apopka, the west side of Orlando, playing soccer in Seminole, Orange County areas, and I attended Stetson University and played 4 years there at the Division I level, and was also the assistant coach there for 5 years. So I'm coming from Stetson to Florida Southern, and I just moved this March, and it's been a great fit for me. I chose Florida Southern because it has values very similar to the ones they had at Stetson, and it's something that I value in terms of making sure the environment at the college is about the student success on and off the field, and it's been a great fit so far.
Of course, being in Florida Southern's not a hard sell either because of the beautiful campus
Right.
and the very rich history and success in athletics. So that had to help.
Yeah, it was a great environment for me to take advantage of, and I'm very excited for the opportunity.
And now you're going to kind of wrapping up your season here. What have you got coming up in the rest of the year for the team?
Well, we have our senior game this weekend, and then we have next week we have 2 games, and hopefully we'll make the conference tournament, and we'll begin playing to make the NCAA tournament in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So it's the last 2 to 3 weeks of our final push, and then once our season is over, the girls will start weight training and preparing for the next season, so it never really ends for them.
So you don't give them much of a break at all.
They get a little bit of time off, but they're always constantly training, so it won't be nearly as
And you
demanding.
don't want to not get out of that routine, because
Right.
it's so much harder to get back in it with too much downtime that you get a little break, but then it's not hard to pick back up again once you get going.
Yeah, we always talk to the girls that it's better to be fit and stay fit than try and get fit.
Just get back in shape. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lesson I wish I had to learn. But Brittany, thank you so much. Good luck the rest of the season and make that push to the playoffs. And hopefully we'll have you back here in the not too distant future with the conference championship.
I would like that. Thank you.
That would be great. Thank you, Brittany. Well, speaking of soccer, we've got some great soccer for you. The Florida Youth Soccer Association's Premier League. So check out this footage, and we'll be right back after this.
They have Region 3 Premier League, which is Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina, and usually the top 2 or 3 teams play in a league together. Then they have Southern Premier League, which is a step above that, which is all of Region 3 from Florida to Texas, Tennessee, North Carolina, and down. There's usually about 6 teams that play in that league, so that's what we were playing in today.
We got people dying in 30 days. We got transmissions and satellites. I won't shake them off.
For us, this is a home game, so it's actually a nice thing. Anytime you get to stay in the state of Florida with all the teams that we have at the national, the level that we're playing at in the national, it's always great to play at these fields in front of FYSA, our main headquarters, and get the opportunity to come up here and play. Obviously, we like to play here because we know anytime that we're up here, it's a marquee game, whether it's a league game or a state championship Final Four. This is a good place to be and a good place for soccer.
We are Pinecrest Premier from Miami, Florida, and we are currently at Auburndale Sports Complex. I've been playing since I was about 5, soccer in general. I started playing soccer when I was 5.
I was 7 when I started playing soccer, so that makes it 10 years already, almost 11.
I play on Pinecrest Premier, and I've been playing for 2 years. Before I was playing on Kindle Soccer Coalition, and I was on that team for I think 4 or 5 years. I used to play with Pinecrest like 5 years ago, and then I left, and then I just came back this year. So this is my first full year 100% on this team.
I've been playing with Pinecrest for the past 5 years.
I'm playing soccer In the future at Western Kentucky University in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
In the future, I'll be playing for FIU. Team goal right now is to make it to regionals, and my goal is, well, I'm gonna play college soccer at Georgia College State University.
My girls are in the top 5 in the state of Florida. We're currently playing in SPL and R3PL. Until today, we started off the season undefeated. Depending results tonight, we have a chance to win the SPL championship. My girls have been together for several years now, spanning from Tavernier, Key West, all the way into Coral Springs. It's a united team, a group of athletes that have been working hard since they were the age of 5, 6, and 8 years old.
Storm, and we're in Auburndale, Florida today. We just beat Pinecrest 2-0.
Soccer for as long as I can remember, and I've been playing on the team since 5th grade, this Ponte Vedra Storm.
I've been playing since I was 3 years old, and I've been on this team for 2 years total.
I've been playing soccer since I was like 4 or 5, and I've been on the Ponte Vedra Storm team for about 4 years.
I plan to also play in college. I'm looking forward to that mostly.
I'm really just looking forward to like winning state cup and going to Southern Regionals with this team for our last year, and then going off to Florida International to play D1 soccer.
Right now I just want to go play in college. I'm looking forward to that.
It was a good game. I think the girls played really well. It was hot as all get out, so that was a little difficult to handle. But we knew it was going to be a good game. Pinecrest are one of our big rivals in state, so I thought the girls played very well.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our third segment of Sports Central. Hank Long along with Neal, Duncan, and fun show so far. It's going to even be more fun.
Yep, the segment brought to us by Abuelos. In fact, we were there live on location last night doing the radio show, of course on Talk 1430 WLKF, and Laura and Dean and the whole crew, great job, great place to eat. And now they have a pet-friendly porch. So if you're out and about with the dog or the groomers, whatever, you can actually have dinner with your pet on the porch.
Oh my God!
So I can take you to Abuelos with me, Hank.
I can't wait.
All
Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest on the show, Bryan Grayson, president of the Lakeland Runners Club.
Did that just happen? Have you ever had a better introduction?
I'm speechless.
Just take it. We're done.
Okay. All right.
But you're here to talk to us about some great running events coming up here in the Lakeland area, and there's actually one tomorrow.
Yeah, we have our last 3 events of the year, and the next one is tomorrow. It's the Go Green 5K at Circle B Bar Reserve. It's a unique one for us because it's a trail race. It's not on the roads or the path around Lake Hollingsworth or anything like that. And it's green themed, so we're trying to be as conservation minded as possible with this one. No t-shirts on this one. At the end, the folks get an insulated water bottle, has a nice design and the logo for the race on it, already filled with cold water, so we don't need disposable water bottles, we don't need cups for trash, anything like that. There's organic fruit waiting, and they also have cookies. They come in recyclable boxes, so we're able to save everything. There is no trash at all from this race. I take that back. Last year, 215 people, we had half a bag of trash. So we like to keep it green themed. No trophies, instead they get trees that hopefully they'll take home and plant. And then their bib number, it's also made from seeded paper. Soak it in water, plant it in the ground, it grows flowers. So So it's our whole environmental way to try to give back.
That's kind of neat.
Is it true this is an obstacle race as well?
No obstacles.
Not early in the morning?
No, just the trails.
Dodging some wildlife?
You may come. Now, when I get there at 5 and start driving to set everything up last minute, I come across the hogs and everything else. By the time people are running, it's just birds usually at that point. Nothing too crazy about it. So.
And how long a run do they have?
It's a 5K, 3.1 miles. Starts on the main entrance in there by the Otter parking lot and ends up right behind the outdoor classroom facility and the screen porch. So it's a perfect area the way it's set up. It's really nice.
And how many runners are you expecting for this
We've got
race?
125 pre-registered.
Oh my gosh.
Normally we'll be around 200 by the time the race starts, so we're happy with that number. Once you get on the trails, your numbers usually go down a little bit. Not as many people are open for running on the trails as they are the road.
Right. And it's going to be beautiful tomorrow. Absolutely gorgeous, like 60s, mid-60s.
Yes, it's been hot the past couple of years on race day. Tomorrow's supposed to be much better.
Well, fantastic. And then the 36th annual Lake to Lake 10K is November 17th. Tell us a little bit about that.
November 17th, that's right. It's the oldest race in Polk County, like you said, 36 years. And this year, along with you folks, it's also the Florida State Senior Games 10K Championship race also. So it brings another little element to it. It's a great race. Will Strauss is the race director. It's his 9th year doing it. And he does a wonderful job. He is Mr. Detail. So he puts on a great race for us. Starts down, Lake Mirror is the starting area at the Peggy Brown building. The actual start line is just up at the intersection of Orange and Lake Avenue. It's a great course. It's challenging, but it's beautiful. You run around Lakes Mirror, Morton, and Hollingsworth and make your way back and finish right there by Hollis Garden. So it's a wonderful course. You can't beat that. We get great support from LPD and the Sheriff's Office when they get deputies and officers out there for us to help make the course safe for everyone. And we hope to have a great turnout this year.
What makes it challenging?
The hills.
Yeah, I was going to say, believe it or not, there's hills down there. And when you drive it, don't really notice. When you run it, you feel it.
Anybody in town that runs knows success. It's the hill everybody knows between Lakes Hollingsworth and Morton. And you have to run all the way over it twice. You start from the Morton side, go over, and it's uphill. And no part of the road is flat. It's always a little bit of a grade no matter where you go on it. And then you go around Lake Hollingsworth, and of course you have to come back up. And by then you're just before the 5 mile mark. You're already tired, and then that hill is just like a slap in the face.
So you've got the runners participating in this, the good ones, really have to have a game plan how to pace themselves to deal with this terrain then.
Yeah, you definitely try to make up on the downhill what you lose on the uphill, and then on the flat ground just try to run as even a pace as you can.
All right.
And how many folks are you going to have running in this?
We'll have 300 plus for that race.
Wow! And is it different ages or?
Yeah. It ranges from youngsters all the way up. I think our highest age group for that one is 70 plus.
Oh my God!
And this year, with like I said, having the tie-in with the Florida State.
I knew that was coming.
Having the tie-in with the Florida State Senior Games, anyone who registers who's 50 or over is eligible for that title. Also, should they happen to be the first person of that age group to finish. So, if you qualify, come on out.
Yeah, I'll have to. It's going to be
Bring
a couple of years.
AARP car out there,
I'll be a couple of years before I'll qualify for that. But
come on out. And then the weekend after that, Thanksgiving weekend, on the 24th, that's our final race of the year that we, the club, put on. It's the Christina 5K. It's in the Christina development on the south side of Lakeland. The starting and staging area is just across from Bob Evans and the Home Depot there at that entrance. And it's a great race because not only is it it's a unique place for us because it's away from the lakes downtown, but it also provides a chance for folks to come out, burn off those post-Thanksgiving calories, and then we also have a tie-in with Heartland for Children's Rudolph Roundup program, which gets toys and Christmas gifts for folks, for youngsters who are in local foster care and other facilities like that. So they're sure to have a good Christmas too. So it gives the runners a chance to have that last race of the year and also give back to the community that needs it.
Tell us a little bit about the Lakeland Runners Club.
Sure.
What it is, how people can get involved or be, active.
Okay, we're a nonprofit organization, been around since 1974, and our whole thing is to try to promote a healthy lifestyle through exercise here within our community in many different ways. If folks want to join, they can go to our website, lakelandrunnersclub.org, and there is a spot there for membership, gives them the details on that. If they've got any specific questions, they can email. It all comes directly to me. And I'm happy to give them a call, email them, whatever, give them any specific details. If they want to try us out first, come to some of our activities and just see what's going on before they join, they're certainly more than welcome to. We have track workouts on Tuesday nights and hill workouts on Thursday nights. And folks gather for long runs at Lake Hollingsworth on Saturday and Sunday mornings. We also have a great kids running program that one of our members is doing a great job with. She's up to almost 50 kids a week, ages 5 to 12.
Wow.
If parents are interested in that, there's her contact information. Her name's Grace Owen. It's there on our website also. So our whole thing is just from 5 to 85. We're just trying to make our community a little more healthy.
Now, when you meet in the evenings, you said you have running hills, and where do you do that?
They meet at the Lakeland High School track on Tuesday nights at 6:30 for the track workouts, and then they meet on Johnson Avenue next to Florida Southern College Thursdays at 6 p.m. to run the hills, which are the hill repeats, we call them, on the streets next to Lake Hollingsworth on the east side. Sorry, the west side.
And is this gift to be a kind of a social thing as much as a running thing for a lot of people?
It depends who comes out. Yeah, for some folks it's a real competitive, I want to run this faster than I did last week. Some folks just find their friends, run along, talk while they do it. It's a way to get their stress out from the day, and then they all stick around afterwards for water, Gatorade, and just a little fellowship hanging out.
Did I hear you say there's going to be cookies at the event tomorrow?
Right now at my house there's 360 cookies, so if you want to come out and join us, I'll have a whole box of cookies waiting for you.
I'm a big fan of cookies.
Come on out. Variety.
You can see that. Probably a little ice cream and pizza to go along with it.
Listen, Father Time, don't start with me. Sorry.
That's okay. So you can wash it down with an organic pear, banana, or apple. So, no, not.
I think my body would go into shock if I
needs a big glass of milk to go along with it.
All right, one more time, Lakeland Runners Club, how do people get involved, or where can they get information?
Right, lakelandrunnersclub.org, and right there's all the information you need, or is my contact information. They can certainly contact me for any specifics, or they just want to talk about what we have and get more details. I'll be happy to contact them with whatever information they need.
Now, registrations are on available on that, or
all the links for registration on our website for online registration, or to print up a paper application. It's all right there on our website.
So once again, we've got the Go Green at Circle B this weekend, and then on the 17th we've got the 36th annual Lake to Lake, and then you're going to have the 28th annual Christina 5K November 24th.
That's correct.
Those are the events you folks can look forward to if you want to get out and get a little run, get some exercise in. Well, Bryan, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And delighted to have you on the show, and good luck with your events, and we appreciate it. And now we're going to have the exciting part of our show where we go to our local update with Jessica Roberts. So check this out.
Welcome to Local Update. I'm Jessica Roberts, here to tell you about some great upcoming events taking place across Polk County this month. The World Cup of Paintball will return to Fantasy of Flight October 25th through the 28th. Over 250 teams and countless dealers from around the world will be here for this 4-day event. Entrance to the trade shows is open to the public and free. Spectators' tickets for the Pro Field competition start at just $10. North Lakeland's Corn Fusion Corn Maze has returned with a corn box, corn cannon, mini mazes, pony rides, and more. The maze is open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This year, organizers have added a zombie paintball hayride. Participants can mow down zombies with paintball guns on a hayride through infected swamps, a scrapyard, and a cornfield. All of the Corn Fusion events run through November 25th. Polk County's History Center will host their annual Ghosts of Bartow walking tour October 25th and 26th. The guided tour, which includes blocks surrounding the old Polk County Courthouse, explores the colorful past of historic Bartow and the stories about the haunting and strange occurrences nearby. Legoland, Florida is celebrating Halloween every Saturday and Sunday in October. Brick or Treat will be a spooky and kooky event featuring themed treat stations with candy, snacks, and a few surprises along the way. Historic Lake Wales will host Pioneer Days October 26th through the 28th on the shores of Lake Wales and at the Depot Museum. Activities include crafts, demonstrations, reenactments, an architectural carriage tour, entertainment, and more. Polk State College will host Joggin' for the Noggin October 26th. This unique 5K promises to be a fun and scary Halloween-themed race, taking runners, joggers, and walkers along gravel roads, grass paths, and down the Fort Fraser Trail. This is a family-friendly event and will include spooky and fun activities for all ages. Polk Theater will host Rocky Horror Picture Show October 26th and 27th. Presented by the Lipstick Players, this is a fundraiser for both the Polk Theater and Florida Dance Theater. Doors open at 10 p.m. and the movie will begin at midnight. Monster Match, a Halloween celebration at Universal Shooting Academy in Frostproof, will be held October 26th through the 28th. The event challenges practical shooters with different stages decked out in Halloween fun decor. 300 people will be here to compete, and spectators are welcome. The 28th annual Munn Park Garden Extravaganza will be held on Saturday, October 27th in downtown Lakeland. Enjoy a free family day of activities while exploring the many plants and flowers for sale. The annual event features over 50 vendors, garden art, workshops, and soil testing. Polk Outpost 27, Polk County's official visitor information center, is hosting their 6th annual Fall Festival on October 27th. The event highlights area attractions and includes a bounce house, obstacle course, craft and food vendors, and a pumpkin decorating contest. This is a free event for the entire family. The 15th annual Hispanic Festival of Polk County will be held on October 27th at the Lake Mirror Complex and the Barnett Family Park. Over 30,000 people will gather to celebrate Hispanic culture and heritage with great food, live music, a parade of flags, and much more. This is a free and fantastic event open to everyone. Buckingham Terror, Lakeland's scariest haunted house, is back with Dr. Paul Bear at the 2nd and Field of Fright. The tours are not recommended for kids under 10, and the haunted house is open from October 19th through the 31st. The UFO World Cup Finals will be held at the Lake Mirror Sports Complex November 2nd through the 4th. This is a canine disc competition that wraps up the UFO season and is expected to bring 50 teams to Polk County. Spectators are welcome, and this is a fun event. The Kathleen Area Historical Society's Fall Festival will be November 3rd. Watch Historical Society members cut, grind, cook, and bottle cane syrup at Heritage Park and enjoy a sausage and pancake breakfast, as well as storytelling, cakewalks, craft vendors, and more. Admission requires one canned food item for the senior orphans of Polk County. The Fancy Flea Vintage Home and Garden Market will be on November 3rd in downtown Lakeland. This upscale vintage flea market includes shabby chic decor, antiques, vintage clothing and jewelry, original art, and garden glam. This semi-annual event is one you won't want to miss. Polk's Nature Discovery Center and Circle B Bar Reserve will host Water Wings and Wild Things on November 3rd. The event features free kite making, tree climbing, environmental exhibits, a plant sale, as well as a Florida panther and live alligators. Well, this has been a quick glance at some exciting events taking place across Polk County this month. For details about these events and more, go to visitcentralflorida.org or centralfloridasports.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Until next time, I'm Jessica Roberts from Polk County's Tourism and Sports Marketing Office, and I look forward to seeing you at some of these great events.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our fourth segment of Sports Central. Got to figure out where I'm going to here. Hank Long, along with Neal Duncan, and this segment.
Oh, sorry. Travelodge in Lakeland, great supporters of tourism and sports marketing. We want to thank them for sponsoring this segment. But as you can see, got the headgear going. Detroit Tigers, American League champs as of yesterday. Swept the Yankees.
Swept the Yankees. What a great game. And that's going to be a little boost here for Detroit here
absolutely.
in Lakeland.
You know, you talk about the Tigers. They've been here for 76 years. Next year when they come, it'll be their 77th year spring training in Lakeland. And they had record attendance this year just from the team that they assembled. Of course, bringing in Prince Fielder, and of course they got Justin Verlander, they got Miguel Cabrera, and the list goes on and on. They got a great pitching staff. This team was built to make the World Series, and as of yesterday, with the win, 4-game sweep over the Yankees, they are going to the World Series. Looks like they're going to probably face the Cardinals, who are up 3-1 in their series against San Francisco. But the economic impact that is going to come out of this, you know, winning the American League, the excitement that's going to be. We've already been doing some advertising in partnership with the Lakeland Flying Tigers and the Detroit Tigers up in Detroit, closing out the regular season, talking about spring training. Hey, it's starting to get cold up there. You're going to come down, go to Lakeland, see the Tigers, and the economic impact is just going to be huge for us.
Well, Jim Leyland's done a great job, and third World Series that he's in now. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, and of course, Sparky Anderson was beloved in Detroit, and of course now Leland has done a great job and taken them back to the World Series again. So hopefully he can get another title. Of course, he won the World Series with the Florida Marlins, and we certainly hope that he'll get one with the Detroit Tigers.
Well, they're playing some great ball, and it's going to be interesting to see if St. Louis can just pull off one more game.
Well, I tell you what, you look at these two teams, and these are very storied programs. Of course, St. Louis has a number of World Series titles, just won it last year. Really following the same thing that they did last year, slid into the wild card, won the National League, and then went on to win the World Series. So it'd be a good series. It may go all 7 games, but we'll certainly have to wait and see. But congratulations to Detroit. I would take the hat off now, but I'm afraid of what my hair looks like. So.
Yeah, if you can leave the hat on, I think that'll be best for us to wrap up this show. Well, some neat things going on. We got a big paintball championship going on.
Absolutely. You've got the PSP World Cup, 250 teams and countless dealers. It's not only an event, but it's a trade show, if you will. And of course, that's going to be taking place at Fantasy of Flight.
And if you're looking for something interesting to do during the Halloween season, we've got the Zombie Paintball Hayride Corn Fusion. So that's really, you're kind of wondering what's going on in this event.
Yeah, it's a hayride where you can go around, you can see all the neat things that they have out there, but at night you can actually get the paintball guns and shoot the zombies. We have confirmed the zombies don't shoot back, so you can take out some aggression. So maybe after this show and having to deal with you the whole hour, I can go out there and shoot some zombies.
Oh, yeah. Okie dokie. Moving right along with that, I'm telling you. And we also have some neat things going out in Frostproof, though, at the gun range.
Yeah, the World Steel Challenge is Thursday, November 1st through Sunday, November 4th. World Steel Challenge challenges shooters' ability to perform accurately steel reactional targets. So these targets are popping up, and they're going to have to react to them and shoot them. Of course, we were able to recruit the 2014 World Shoot, and because of getting that Olympic-style Super Bowl of gun shooting, we've gotten a lot of other events. This event is something that's been in California for years. We're able to recruit that away here to Central Florida's Polk County, and it's another way we're diversifying our portfolio with events, because it's not just a soccer event, it's not just a baseball event, it's not just it's not a festival, arts and culture. It's a different venue for us, and of course the economic impact is what we're looking for.
And with getting all these fellas down shooting, we've got a big event coming up in about a year or so.
Well, that's what I was just referring to, the 2014 World Shoot. We made the presentation last October to 88 countries. They will be coming here in 2014. It seems like, wow, why are you already talking about that? But this really is an Olympic-style worldwide event, so we got to be crossing those T's and dotting those I's, because the whole world's focus will be right here in Polk County in Frostproof, Florida.
And big neat event with pro soccer, the consulting combine that's going on, that we're going to be having at Lake Myrtle. Yeah, this is
a second year at Lake Myrtle. The group based out of England, they bring in an outstanding group of professional coaches to each combine. They're able to evaluate people, take a look at everything. It really gives the local players a chance to be evaluated on the international scene. So that'll take place at Lake Myrtle the 26th through the 28th of November.
And then if you folks haven't picked up on this, we've got a great radio show, Sports Central, every Thursday night. Neal, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's on 1430 WLKF, of course, part of the Hall Communications, every Thursday, 5 to 6. And we want to thank some of the sponsors that make that show possible, as well as this show, and that's Harry's Seafood Bar and Grill, Holiday Inn Lakeland North, Days Inn Lakeland North, Ramada Inn Hotel and Conference Center, as well as the Hampton Inn in Winter Haven. Some of our great sponsors, and we want to thank them.
And if you want to find out about all the great things that are going on in Polk County, you can always go to visitcentralflorida.org and check out our website there and find out all the happening events that are going on, as well as our website, centralfloridasports.com.
And Hank, don't forget the new app in partnership with the Ledger Media Group, Explore Central Florida. Download that for your Android or your iPhone, and it's a great asset for you to discover and explore Central Florida.
And if you want to ever give us a call, 863-551-4750. That's our line at Central Florida Tourism and Sports Marketing. And we hope you enjoyed our show. Hank Longo, Neal Duncan, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks. And in the interim, you can check out our show at these days and times. And until then, we'll see you again next time.